Hello, today we are going to deal with part 2 of the lesson Sound of Music in the class 9 Beehive book. Uh, Today we are going to read the biography of famous Shehnai maestro Bismillah Khan, Ustad Bismillah Khan. So the lesson starts with a bit of uh, historical background of the musical instrument Shehnai. Ancient, in its very first form, it was known as pungi. Pungi is a small, is a whistle-like thing which is available mostly in the fairs. You must have seen. It makes a very bad, a weird kind of mocking sound, and is generally sold for the entertainment of children. So that was the first form of Shehnai, and uh, legend has that Emperor Aurangzeb had banned this pungi as a musical instrument because of its unpleasant shrill sound. So later, this pungi was developed by a barber of a family of professional musicians who developed this thing and made it in a new form from a hollow reed, which was a naturally hollow reed, a naturally hollow, what should I say? It's a stem sort of a thing with 7 holes on its body, and if one played by opening and closing the holes rhythmically, a melodious music flowed. So that is the history of Shehnai, and the lesson also describes how the name Shehnai came into existence. It was the Nai, that is the barber, who played the instrument at the Shah's chamber, so it came to be known as Shah Nai or Shehnai. So that's the history of the instrument, and historically this instrument was mainly played at the in religious occasions, mostly in temples. Uh, so it's part of Nobat, or Nahobat, as we say. It's a traditional group of musicians which is played in the royal courts or during any auspicious occasion. It used to be played during marriages as well. When I was small, it was still in vogue, playing Shehnai at a marriage, live performance of Shehnai. So it was used mostly in temples and weddings. Later, Bismillah Khan, Ustad Bismillah Khan, was the man who developed the instrument so that it could be played on a classical stage. So he is the one who took the initiative of playing various ragas on Shehnai, and thus he brought it to the forefront of classical music. So then again, we have a bit of glimpse of Bismillah Khan's early life. He is from Dumraon in Bihar, and he was a regular singer at the temple over there. He used to sing Bhojpuri Chaita, at the end of which at the temple, at the end of which he sung it mostly because of the laddu they used to give at the festival. uh, so this happened. From there he emerged as an eminent classical uh, instrument player, and he also went ahead to win Bharat Ratna Award, which is the highest civilian award of India. So we have glimpse of his life at various ages. He was born on 21st of March 1916, and belonged to a family of well-known musicians. So he had a family background. His grandfather was Rasul Baks Khan. He was a Shehnai Nawaz. That means he used to play Shehnai at the court of the king of Bhojpur. His father, Paigam Baks, and other personal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. So they had it in their family, you see. So it was pretty much expected that he would take up this as his profession. So when he was a small boy, he went to his maternal uncle's house in Benares, and then he was so fascinated watching his uncle playing Shehnai that he started uh, taking up the learning the instrument slowly. So his uncle Ali Bux used to play at the Vishnu temple of Benares, and there he slowly started learning the instrument, Ustad Bismillah Khan. And thereafter he played at Balaji temple and Mangalamaya temple, and he said that the flow of river Ganges always uh, motivated him to improve and invent the ragas. So then we can see at the age of 14, he first went to Allahabad Music Conference. I don't know whether you've heard or not, this is the biggest music conference in the whole India, where the most eminent classical uh, musicians perform. So he performed there and was very much praised by Ustad Fayaz Khan. Then, when All India Radio came into being in 1938, Bismillah Khan became a regular Shehnai player on that. On August 15, 1957, on the day of independence, Bismillah Khan was the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. So he played Shehnai in front of Jawaharlal Nehru uh, and all other dignitaries that were present. He played Rag Kafi at from the Red Fort before Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru gave his famous speech, The Tryst with Destiny. Like at the midnight hour when the world slept, India woke. Those were the beginning lines. It's a very famous speech. You can refer to it, Google it and see. It's a very inspiring speech as well. So then, from then on, there was no looking back for Bismillah Khan. He went ahead on his journey, on his musical journey. He went on many trips abroad. He went to Afghanistan and was very much liked by the Shah over there, who showered rich gifts on him. And then filmmaker Vijay Bhatt was very much impressed by his playing of the instrument, and he made film on the very instrument named Goonj Uthi Shehnai. So that was the first film that was made on Shehnai. Thereafter, he went on to make two more films. Another one with Vikram Srinivas. It's called Sanadhiyapanna. But then he did not like the celluloid world so much because of so much of he felt very limited, and he found it very artificial, and the glamour and the showbiz, it did not attract him at all. So he stuck to his traditional way of playing the music, and he was more interested in improving its ragas rather than going into films. He also composed a song, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, that is a very famous song that he composed. So he thereafter won many awards and accolades. He was the first Indian to be invited to perform at prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in United States of America. He took part in World Exposition in Montreal, in Cannes Art Festival, and also in Osaka Trade Fair. So he went throughout the world, as you can see. He also has a auditorium dedicated to his name. It's in Tehran. It's known as Tahar Moshiki Ustad Bismillah Khan. So he won 3 national awards, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan. He went at various times, and then he won at various times, and then he won the highest civilian award, that is the Bharat Ratna, in 2001. And his message to Indians was to teach Hindustani classical music to the children, because even the world accepts its greatness. So people of the whole world are waking up to its greatness. So why not Indian children get the opportunity to learn it? So every parent should uh, make effort to teach their children some part of Indian classical music. So he's known as Khan Sahab throughout the world, and he has this irrepressible love for his hometown Benares and Dumraon. So wherever he went in the world, he longed to come back to his country. So one of his students, as the legend says, as the story goes, that asked him to stay back in USA, and he promised to recreate the atmosphere of Benares. But Ustad Bismillah Khan said, "No, I do not want to. Would you be able to bring River Ganga and to the US?" Of course, nobody could. So that was settled. He could never stay outside his country. He loved his country that much. So that is all about it. All about Ustad Bismillah Khan's life. So it's a perfect example of rich cultural heritage of India. Uh, and you can see that being a Muslim, he was mostly playing in most of the Hindu temples. And in most of the Hindu marriages, Shehnai is a very natural accompaniment. We cannot think marriage without Shehnai. It reminds of us of marriage. So he actually surpassed the barrier of religion. He did not believe that different religions should not mingle with each other. He believed that there are two different paths of reaching the same God. So that was his message to the world through his life. So that's all about the lesson. And please attempt the questions and let me know what doubts you have. Thank you.